Hey guys, this is Mr. J here, getting ready to read Chapter 1 of Junie B. Dumb Bunny. It's a great book. I hope you enjoy it. Chapter 1. It's called Dumb Bunnies and Clucks. And this is a picture of Junie B. She is sitting at the desk, and that's May next to her. She's writing in her journal. Monday. Dear first grade journal. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. I'm not allowed to say dumb bunny on account of my teacher heard me call May that name on the playground, and he said for me to knock it off. Only here's something I just thought of. Even if I can't say dumb bunny out loud, I can still think it inside my head because heads are silent, which is what I like about heads. I'm going to try it out right now. I put my pencil down and I looked at May, and then I squinted my eyes real teensy, and I thought of that name just to myself. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. May looked suspicious at me. What are you doing, Junie Jones? Why are you squinting like that? She asked. Stop it right now. Stop that squinting. I'm not just squinting at you, May. I'm also thinking of a name about you inside my head, but you don't even know what name it is I'm thinking, because heads are silent, which is what I like about heads, I said. Well, then May frowned, and I started my squint again. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, I thought. After that I finished. I brushed my hands together, very satisfied. There, that ought to hold me for a while, I said. And May kept on frowning, then blam! She jumped up and exploded out of her chair, and she zoomed to the front of the room. Mr. Scary, Junie B called me that name again. Only I know she did, only she thought it inside her head, and it's just plain sneaky. Well, Mr. Scary was writing in his desk. He closed his eyes and did a big breath. May, what are our 3 new rules about tattling? He asked. You and I came up with 3 new rules to control your tattling, remember? Can you tell me what they are, please? May stood there for a real long time. She did not like the 3 new rules, I believe. Finally, she started to say them. Rule number 1, count to 20 before I tattle, she grumbled. Mr. Scary nodded. Yes, May, excellent. That's rule number 1. Go on. Rule number 2, said May, if I still feel like tattling, count to 20 again. Mr. Scary did a thumbs up. Yes, good. And rule number 3? May sucked in her cheeks. Rule number 3, if I still feel like tattling after that, go home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, eat breakfast, come back to school, and raise my hand to tattle, then put my hand over my mouth, and please be quiet, she said. Mr. Scary clapped his happy hands. Perfect, you've got it. Those are exactly the rules we talked about, aren't they? He said. I'm very proud of you for remembering all of them. He stood up and walked her back to her chair. You have a great memory for rules, May, he said, but the next step is to actually follow these rules, okay? And I don't believe you counted to 20 this time, did you? I leaned over and I tapped on him. I can vouch for that, I said. There was definitely no counting, sir. Mr. Scary frowned at me. I'll deal with you in a minute, Miss Jones, he said. You and I are going to review the rules about name calling. Well, I did a gulp. But I didn't even call her a name, Mr. Scary. All I did was think of a name in my head, I said. May flashed me her angry eyes. No, you did not think of it, Junie Jones. You told me you were thinking it, and that's exactly like saying it, almost, she said. And then she went on. Plus, you didn't even think of it quietly. You thought of it so loudly that I could hear it in your brain. May looked up at Mr. Scary. My ears were tested last year in kindergarten, she said, and the nurse said that I can hear as good as a North American barn owl. Well, Mr. Scary stared at her for a real long time. No, May, no. I'm sorry, he said, finally. But the nurse did not tell you that you do not hear as well as a North American barn owl. Well, May squirmed in her chair a little bit. Squirming's what happens after fibbing. At least that's always been my experience. After a minute, May put her head on the desk and she covered up with her sweater. Mr. Scary bent down next to me. And as for you, Miss Jones, this is the absolute last time that I ever want to talk to you about name calling, he said. I don't want you to say dumb bunny or think dumb bunny or sing dumb bunny or hum dumb bunny or write dumb bunny. Do you understand? Well, I tapped my fingers on my desk. But then what am I supposed to do when Meg's mean to me, I asked him. Am I going to call her something else? How will I call? I mean, she won't even know I'm mad. And I thought for a second. Then I clapped my hands together. Hey, I know. Maybe I could just think the dumb part in my head. And I'll call her just plain Bunny. I said, would just plain Bunny be okay with you? Well, Meg popped up from her sweater. No, 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 she grouched. Just plain Bunny isn't nice either. Well, my friend named Sheldon stood up. Bunny isn't nice? How come Bunny isn't nice? He asked. I got an aunt named Bunny and she's very, very nice. Sheldon looked at Mr. Scary. My Aunt Bunny's married to my Uncle Vern. He said, Aunt Bunny is a lot of... But Mr. Scary held up his hand. Yes, Sheldon, we know. You have told us many interesting things about your Aunt Bunny. But right now, we do not need to hear any more about Aunt Bunnies. Skull tattoos? What about skull tattoos? Said Sheldon. Oh, please sit down, Mr. Scary. Across the room, Lucille sprang right up. Well, I love bunnies, she said. And so this subject is perfect timing for me because I am having a big old party at my giant house on Saturday. And all of you are invited. She bounced up and down real excited. And guess what else? A very famous bunny is going to be there to meet you. Guess who it is, everyone? Guess the bunny. Guess the bunny, she said. Well, room one, we thought real hard. Then all of us started guessing. Bugs Bunny. Buster Bunny. The Bionic Bunny? Thumper? Lucille rolled her eyes. No, 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 she said. My bunny is way more famouser than those dumb cartoon guys. So we guessed some more. What about the Trix Rabbit? The Velveteen Rabbit? Peter Rabbit? We all said. Well, Lucille stomped her foot. No, she said. What is wrong with you people? It's the Easter Bunny, of course. Haven't you ever heard of the Easter Bunny? She reached into her desk and she pulled out some fancy envelopes. Then she waved them around real angrily. Do you see these invitations? Huh? Do you? She asked. These are invitations to an Easter egg hunt at my Richie Nana's house. And I was going to pass them all out at lunch. But if you dumb clucks never even heard of the Easter Bunny, just never mind the whole thing. Well, after that, she did a huffy breath and then she flounced back to her chair. That's Lucille. She's holding up the invitations. Well, Mr. Scary hurried over there. Then he quick got her up and he took her by the hand and he walked her into the hall. They were gone for a real long time. And when they finally came back, Lucille said she was sorry for calling us dumb clucks. I think that's some kind of insult, apparently. Then she took the envelopes out of her desk again and she gave everyone an invitation. And so, yippee, yippee, hooray, hooray, room one is going to a party! So that's chapter 1. Stay tuned for chapter 2.